Okay, this is the one I had with you. This is lesson 7 in Python over Symbian. Symbian is the operating system for Nokia mobile phones, similar to the E60 and E71 and 73. Okay, so this lesson we're going to talk about how to create lists, okay, which are to be used in selecting different items on this list, sorry, and through this list we can use it to manipulate that data, see what this user has selected. Based on that selection, we can go forward in our logic of our program. Okay, so first type is the single selection. The second type we'll talk about is the multiple selection. Now in single selection, it will be very much like the HTML, where you have radio input buttons, okay, which is similar to this. Okay, so you have only one selection at a time. Okay, you can select many at a time. So the similar thing is in this script. First, let's make sure that the files are there. If not, we'll copy them into the mobile phone. Okay, so this is my drive C, this is my data. Okay, this is my Python folder where I should put the scripts, and here I have those files. Okay, now first, before anything, just let me copy this multiple selection because it's important to do that now. Okay, great. Now going back to our work, this is the Windows file, the screen of my telephone. Okay, now I'm going to run the single selection script. So single selection script, this is a single selection list, because you can select one out of many. Okay, now the one that you selected, it will return the current index item now of the item. So the current item is 0, has index equals to 0. Okay, so current item is the first one. The first one will give you 0. The next one, which is the second one, will give you index number 1, and so on. So that's why I just set them right away, like the first one is named item at sub 0. Okay, and so on. So there is in the script something which will show in a Python node here, okay, the selection index. So if I press that, this is index 0. So if I run the script again, cancel, that's the multiple. Okay, let's go back and run the script. So this is the single again. So if I selected number like 4, it will give you 4. Okay, if I select it again, select something else again, and say 5, it will give you the index 5. Okay, so it will return you the current the current selection. It will return to you for that selection the current position, which is the index here. Okay, now back to our code. This is the code for the single selection. Okay, I don't need this anymore, that's it. So this is the single selection. Now I'm just using my own clear screen. Okay, just like 10 empty lines, so spread all the results from the current result. And then I'm using a list of data of strings. The strings must be Unicode, so you must precede every string with a letter U, otherwise it won't be working. I mean, what's going not to work is the function selection list, which should take those strings, which are the labels of every item, of each item in the list. Okay. Now what's number 1? Now it is by default, if you don't mention this field, this parameter, it is 0. Now if you mention it, therefore you can use what you usually do in your contacts, for sometimes like searching for someone's telephone number or something like that. So I'm going to show you it one time again. Like I want to select one of the, so I'm saying like something containing number 0 only. See, it's using the searching. So if I want to say like something containing like a letter, like number 4 only here, to give you number 4. Okay. If I had made the list like with different names, it would give you everything like those containing the character mentioned over here. Okay. Great. So that's the 1. So if you mention the 1, then you are allowing to use the searching field. Okay. Now this number is returned, which is the index position, and now I'm just mentioning to you in a note that this is the selection index. Okay. Now what's the multiple selection? Multiple selection is this. Let me close this one. By the way, if you don't select anything in both multiple or single, okay, it will return you this, none. So the value of the return is none, because there's nothing has been returned. So you have to check for this value named none as is. Okay, so I'm going to run the script, which is multiple. Or, oh, by the way, I must fix something. Okay, in this multiple, this is meaningless now. I don't need it. I'm just going to copy it back again. Well, because those two lines are making the script shell quit. Okay, for nothing. Now this is the default one. Okay, just to show the screen. So on script, this is the multiple script, and see there is a checkbox that you can select. Okay, so you can select as much as you want. Okay, so I selected like those 3 items, the number 0, number 3 and number 5. Okay, and of course there is a search field, okay, similar to the single selection. Now we'll see how to write this. Now what's going to be returned is just a tuple of those indices. Okay, so every time I'm going to loop over those indices, and I'm going to show you in a note every time the current index selected in this loop. So this way you know what has been selected. So this is the first one, which is 0. This is number 3. This is number 5. Okay, and the script goes back again to its normal situation. So yes, back to our code. We've got, of course, we are clearing the screen. Okay, now I don't need this for this time. Okay, but it doesn't mean anything because I'm not using E32 anyway in the code anyways. So this is my selection, okay, list, and they've got the style of selection, which is a checkbox. Now there is another style which is a check mark. You know, it's usually similar to like checking many. so you can for example delete or something like this, like similar to this. Let me go for something which we can use in standby. For example, going to our contacts, and maybe for example use this mark. Where is this mark? Like this mark and unmark. Okay, so you get this is marked. Okay, you can for example go and maybe not this one. Okay, like this is mark. Okay, so you can this, and then you can do whatever with them. Okay, so this list is used using check mark. Well, just to tell you, I have tried it. It doesn't work on my E65. I don't know what's going on, but checkbox works. Okay, so that's why I advise you like to use checkbox most of the time. So this selection index is the tuple, okay, the resulting tuple of all the selected items in the checkbox. So this is my my selection list, which I defined over here, which is of course this one, and this is the style, which is this value. Now you can directly of course type here this sentence, okay, and this is the one which is the search field. Okay, and this is how I'm using a for loop for every index I in the selection index tuples. Okay, every time I'm printing out the current index. Okay, of course this is str to transform everything into a Unicode string. So this is how you use this selection index. Of course, for example, you can make according to the selections. You make if statements, for example, and say if he did select that, you can go to this. If he select that, you can do that. So, and you can use, for example, case switch statements. Okay, so you can, if I know Python doesn't use them anyway, sorry, but just like you can still use this method to like an if statement. Okay, so you can select according to the selections, you go to some logic. Okay, so I hope you like this tutorial, and please subscribe to my channel so you can follow up my videos, and thanks for watching, guys. And please do comments, mates. I don't see any comments that often. It looks like my videos are so awesome. Okay, I cover everything. Thanks, mate. Bye bye.